not doing very good for killing the channel, you know it? Hey, I have like a way faster way of doing all that shit if you told me you were doing it. Way faster. I got an electric impact, floor jack. Oh, you got it all up here? So does it fit?
I don't know. I just got it off.
Oh, okay. So here, you're gonna want to listen to this, dude. It's funny than shit. You got to go watch the video. If you haven't watched the newest CRS video with his lawyers in it, it was sent to me. I'm not subscribed, prescribed, whatever you want to call it. What's up? What are we looking at? Oh, nailing it? Oh, yeah, we can fix that.
Isn't that nice?
Yeah, leave that off so we can get that fixed.
Oh, I have all that stuff to fix it.
You know what? That doesn't surprise. I like the boots, bro.
Yeah, these are awesome.
They were nice shit kickers.
They're snake boots.
What are they?
Snake boots.
Snake boots? Oh, so snakes don't bite your ankles?
Yeah.
I ain't worried about snakes if they bite me. It was my day to die.
So when I go hunting in Texas.
So, CRS Firearms put out a video with his lawyers in the video.
Right.
He does no talking in the video. 2 or 3 times in the video, you can see him move toward the lawyers and go like he's going to talk in their ear or some shit.
Right.
He's fucked. And he's not fucked because what he did was illegal. And he's not fucked because, well, what he did is, I mean, I get it. So, okay, so here's the problem you run into. If you remember me, I think me and you had this conversation when Matt put out that first video, and I said, the motherfucker is saying he's holding something in the air. He's saying this is a lightning link. He's telling people they have to break the law to make this lightning link. Therefore, it's a machine gun part. Therefore, he is going to fucking take everybody down with him. Right? Yep. Did we have that conversation? Was it me and you?
Yeah.
So I had this conversation this is when the very first auto key card video came out fucking over a year ago in November of 2019, I believe is when it was. Matt's not necessarily fucked because of what he did. I mean, I believe that he is. He's fucked because of his lawyers. That's who he's fucked by. The dude from Fuckbusters, he might have a license to practice law, but he doesn't know anything about the law. These are the same people, I would assume, and I'm making an assumption here, but based off of the knowledge of what I know and who Matt knows and all that, I'm probably correct, but you know what they say about assumptions. So, yeah, I know. This is trash, so I just don't want to break it, but we don't have to, like, it's not important. So let's do this. Drag this down here.
It looks like they're ready.
I don't know. I'll grab it, man. So anyway, so they make a video, you know, talking about how Matt needs your help. GoFundMe's not releasing the funds. Well, what did you think was going to happen? We know what GoFundMe does. If you needed this money so bad, or your wife needed this money, so why don't your wife get a motherfucking job, dude? Like, I'm not saying everybody has to work. I haven't worked for the man anyway in 3 years. Now I've done some work, but I haven't worked for the man. But I'm also not fucking GoFundMe me so people can pay for my shit. It doesn't fit, does it? Huh?
I think it looks a little too small.
Yeah, it is too small. But I'm glad you took it off anyway, because we know that nail's in it.
Yeah.
I wonder where that came from. Hopefully not my driveway.
Oh, I'm sure that's where.
That's a nice ass 8-ton jack. They didn't have that one when I bought mine.
$34.
That's the damn good deal. I paid $100 for mine. But anyway, so they think that they're really using stupidity against people, because people are inherently stupid about how the law works. So if you commit what they call a crime using the internet, it can be a federal case. The feds can charge you for that. It's common knowledge. And these lawyers act like this is the first time this shit's happened. There's been, I would venture to say, tens of thousands of people were sitting in prison right now because they were sitting in fucking Idaho and did something on the internet, which made it to talking to somebody in Florida, which made it a federal case. The feds picked it up because it was the only thing they could do, and they locked them up for whatever it was. Now, I think the case is all bullshit. I think everything's bullshit about it. I don't think Matt should have been arrested for it. But then again, I don't think the guy that murdered my son should have been arrested by government. So consider that. But this is the outcome of somebody who's fucking stupid, that puts people who, you know, I got a great attorney. Brian Goldberg out of Cincinnati. If you're in Southwest Ohio and you get into trouble or you have some problems, call Brian. He will do whatever it takes to get you out. He will file every motion there is to file. He will do whatever it takes. Like, he works for you. He worked for me. Every time I've ever hired him, he's worked for me. I've used him a fucking handful of times now. Put his kid through college at least once. And but he works for you. What was my point? Oh, my attorney, and you can ask Christy. Christy's right fucking here. My attorney will ask me shit about the law. My attorney will ask me what I think we need to do. And it's not just because he wants my opinion. It's because you see, when you're on the other side of it, you see shit that they don't see on this side of it. You see shit going on that they don't see on this side of it. I don't even know what to say anymore about it. I mean, I think that it's a fucking joke. I think that if you make 6 figures a year and you stand posting videos for the world to see, telling that you're saying you're going to make a mockery of the court system, you're going to make a mockery of the ATF, it's going to be a fucking clown show, then you better save your money, just like I told Matt to do. Matt, quit living like a rock star, bro. You need to save your money, because when the day comes that they're going to come after you, and they are, you better have that money put somewhere where it's not tied to you. Don't wire transfer it. Don't put it in, don't put it in somebody else's bank account. You get the cash, you hang on to it so they can't take it, and that way you can pay for an attorney when the day comes. Oh, that's never going to happen. They're not going to ban this. It's just a drawing on a piece of metal, and it is. The auto key card is nothing more than a drawing inspired by the Lightning Link. Keyword, or key, that's the key phrase, a drawing inspired by the Lightning Link. It's not a drawing of a Lightning Link, because a drawing of a Lightning Link was a Lightning Link made out of. It doesn't matter. They're going to swing it that way. They're going to say that we cut these people to buy this thing to put machine guns out on the street. Here's Matt in a video selling it as that, and they're going to bury him. Now, because he is such a gangster and he's been interrogated so many times, but yet he doesn't have a record, but he says he's got a record, so he's either, I don't know. I don't get it, whatever. He might get off on some probation shit, but then again, he might get off on some probation shit anyway, because it's just kind of odd that I've been in trouble with a lot of different kind of people. I've been in trouble with solid motherfuckers, dude, that will go down with the ship. I've been in trouble with the people that start screaming before the handcuffs are on. I literally have been in trouble with everything in between, all that shit back in my days of getting in trouble. If I had to guess, and I've only seen this happen one time at a state level, I've never seen it happen at a federal level. Then again, I haven't had any federal cases yet. Hope to never have any. Well, if you get arrested and they take you to the arraignment, and the lawyers go back in the room and they do their little thing with the judge, and they come back out and they say, "Oh, judge, can we have a continuance for 24 hours, please? We need to get more information about this case." When the prosecutor already has all the information, the public defender at the time already had all the information, because Matt gave it to him. The only thing the judge needs to know is, do you work? Do you have a family? Where do you live here? How long have you lived there? What other crimes have you committed? Would you got a record? Have you ever punched a cop in the mouth? That's the only shit the judge needs to know. So what happened in that 24-hour period is what I'm really curious about, especially since Justin, his co-defendant, who was accused of the exact same fucking crimes, has been in jail for a year now with no bond. Not even $1 million bond. No bond. He can't get out. We cannot bond Justin out of jail. So that's my question. And Justin had no record. Where's all the support for Justin? Why didn't we have fucking lawyers on making videos on CRS Firearms channel for Justin raising money? You know, and then like the funniest thing about the video was Matt going to his lawyer to talk to his ear. They cut the camera, they edited it out, they do their thing, and they post it. Matt doesn't say a word of the video. But when Lego Man got in trouble, what did Matt do? Against, again, my recommendation or my warning, he puts Lego Man on there, buries fucking Lego Man, lets Lego Man bury his fucking self, talking about his case. I don't fault Matt for not talking about his case at all. He shouldn't talk about his case with nobody but his lawyer, not even his goddamn wife. But my problem with it is when it was other people, you had no problem handing the prosecutor everything they needed. By having these live streams to generate money for your fucking pocket, Matt. That's my problem with it. Is all this time, it's not, and now he's been put on some pedestal as some martyr for the Second Amendment, whatever that shit means. No, he's a martyr. He's going down because he supports gun rights. No, he doesn't. He supports putting money in his pocket. And that's like, ask Christy. When I first met Matt and we started talking, Christy's like, why you fuck with that dude? He's not about what we're about. I said, well, I can respect that he's honest. Because he was. It was about money. Plain and simple, would have me go on there and troll motherfuckers to get more comments, to generate more views. Which I didn't really have to do it because I fucking go on there. I troll people anyway. I don't really troll, but I just go on there and it's just a clown show now. But now he needs your help because he's dug this fucking hole that he was warned would happen. And nobody can say that it didn't. Go back and watch the videos where I'm like, hey, I warned this motherfucker that he's about to take the shit down and everybody around him because of his stupidity. When all he had to do was say, hey, it's an auto key card, check it out. Now, people don't, and here's the thing. Even his lawyers do not understand this. There's a difference in saying this is a drawing of a lightning link and saying this is a drawing inspired by a lightning link. Now, there's 25 people here. I'll guarantee that 23 of you can understand that. This is a drawing of a lightning link made out of an 1/8 inch piece of stainless. This is a drawing inspired by the lightning link. Do we understand the difference in that? Because a drawing of virtually is. A drawing inspired by is a two-dimensional nothing. Hong Kong. Yeah, did you see where that bitch said Hong Kong? Said, hell, Hitler. Get the fuck out of here. People are stupid, man. We live in literally fucking clown world. And it's not going to get any better. And $150,000 is how much Matt has raised for himself, for his lawyer. $125,000 of it he apparently can't touch. And he's probably not going to be able to touch it. I doubt the GoFundMe is going to release that money, which means that money's all going to go back to everybody, which then means that most people are not going to send it somewhere else because they're lazy fucks, or they may do it because they're fanboys. I don't know. Matt should listen. I've always had a problem with the Fuckbuster guy because he is an attorney. He's not. It's not about they even want to say it's not about money. We're in this because it's the right thing to do. It's not about money. Then why the fuck are you selling a GoFundMe and some other scheme to send money? His wife they need to put a roof over their head, and his wife needs food in her belly, and she needs to be able to breastfeed the kids. Well, tell that bitch to get a motherfucking job. Matt was making 6 figures a year 2 years ago without any sponsorships, just from YouTube views. How many YouTube views he generates? Which is none of my business, man. It's really not any of my business, but it frustrates me because there are people in this country right now that are sitting in jail who have done far better things than Matt when it comes to, like, look what the fuck he did to Dryfire Faith, man. Look what he did. And you know why you don't see Dryfire Faith no more? I'll tell you why I don't see Dryfire Faith no more. Because after the CRS Dryfire Faith fucking fiasco, when Matt stood on there and for an hour kept telling Dryfire Faith he was saying some shit that he didn't say, and then tried to coerce him into saying some shit that he was never going to say. Dryfire had some problems with being followed, with cars sitting out in front of his house, with people showing up in places that they shouldn't be. Why? Because CRS, because he was mad, made it look like Dryfire was some kind of fucking terrorist or some shit. It's just more of the same old shit, man. It's just more of people just being fucking stupid and not taking 35 seconds to think about what's going on. You have the freedom convoy with these truckers. And yeah, I'll say it to any trucker out there. I don't care if you're an independent. I don't care if you're a lease driver. I don't care if you're a company. I don't care. I will say it to all of you. What you all are doing, do I support it? It depends. Are you willing to die for the trucker in front of you that you don't know? Are you willing to die for your cause? Do you believe so much in the freedom that you want that you are willing to die for every other person in this country, even the motherfuckers that are against you? If the answer is no, if you won't die for that liberal over there and their right to fucking try to do whatever it is that they want to do, then I can't support you. And here's what's going to happen when they drive into fucking DC. I don't know if anybody told these dudes or not, but the National Guard's already there waiting on them. We seen what happened last time. Remember January 6th? Everybody's like, hey, we're all going to go to January 6th and we're going to do this thing. And which turned out to be, like I said before, it turned out, listen, I've had school field trips that were worse than that shit. And that's what it was. You had a whole bunch of kids walking through the Capitol, looking around, like checking out, oh, look, there's a statue. That's pretty nice. But you did have to do at the podium. He's a fucking rock star. Got to give it to him, forget his name. And then you had that little asshole kid, in the back of the line, little fucking Timmy, that just had to touch the statue and break it. And that's what it amounted to. 4 years, dude. They gave the QAnon shaman 43 fucking months in federal prison over standing there on video saying, guys, don't destroy nothing, don't touch nothing, be respectful. What do you think they're going to do if you shut fucking DC down? And they didn't even do it the right way. How stupid can you be? You're going to drive into a federally controlled jurisdiction, shut your shit down in the middle of the street so that impeding on other people's freedom to travel. Think about that. Yet you call yourself a freedom convoy. No, what it is something bothered your ass to the point to where you don't know anything else to do about it. So you jump in line with these other motherfuckers that are willing to do this one thing. But the problem is they're not willing to die for their cause. And that's where we're at. You know why? It's just like the Afghan war. You know why we never fucking won that war? Because there wasn't a person born in that country that wasn't willing to die for their cause. Now we have this shit going on in Ukraine, which I know I'm way off topic. This was supposed to be about the funny ass CR. It was funny. CRS's video was funny. You should go watch it. Go watch it and give him a view. Hell, watch the damn ads, man, so he gets a couple dollars his kids can eat this week. We need an air compressor. I need to go get my keys. Hey, babe, we throw my keys out the door. Just throw them on the tailgate of my truck, please. They're sitting on my cup holder in my chair in the room. But it's just like, man, you can't make this shit up, how stupid fucking people are. I hope Matt gets out of it. More than Matt, though, I hope Justin gets out of it. And I hope that I'm wrong about Matt. Whatever it was, what I hope he did not do is use that time to talk to any federal agents and say what they wanted to say. My suspicion is I've read the indictment 4 or 5 times. In the indictment, his wife's initials are mentioned multiple times. Now, his wife received gifts from Justin. His wife was involved in it. That's why his wife was subpoenaed to the grand jury in Florida. And when that shit happened, I'm like, motherfucker, you better not let her go. You better tell her ass to go in there and plead the fifth 6,000 times if that's what she's got to do. But what'd he do? He called his lawyer buddy, Mr. fucking Fuckbuster, and Mr. Fuckbuster's like, oh yeah, it's cool. Just let her go in there and just let her go in there and answer every question the grand jury has to ask. How do you think they found out about the purse and the money and all that shit? I'm really burnt out on the stupidity, man. Like, even this channel. I can't even make a video anymore that's serious about shit that matters, like our Constitution, or I was going to make a video today, and I still may, about democracies. I was watching a live stream last night from Therapy Range. He kept talking about democracy. I'm like, dude, this ain't a democracy, bro. Somebody said in the... Hold on, let me get up here and I'll stop buffering. Christy said that somebody in the live stream said that... All right, tell them to hang on a second, goddammit. I live in the damn woods. What do you expect? You're lucky I have a phone that I can use. I don't have to go way up on the hill to use it. Huh? Dryfire faith is not dead. I actually still haven't talked to I haven't talked to Dryfire. He needs to call me. If Dryfire, if you're in here, do call me. He's not dead though. He is very much alive. He has texted me, and Dryfire speaks in a way that it was definitely him. Uh-oh. I gotta call somebody for a job. That's what I gotta do. We live in a world of this complete idiocracy, man, where we just believe what we're told because we're told to believe it. And that shit's got to stop. Doesn't matter if it's about CRS and his lawyers. It doesn't matter if it's about our Constitution or freedom. It doesn't matter if it's about and just like the Freedom Convoy shit. People fucking hate me because I say how it is. I was talking to Greg Black last night, and I was like, "Look, man, show me a protest where 90% of the people in that protest are willing to die for their cause. Right now, I will raise my hand to be the first one to eat a bullet, so that we can follow through with our cause, and I will support it. I can't support a protest where at least 90% of them support the very police who oppress them. These fuckers are still blaming Joe Biden like one man does this shit. One man ain't responsible for what's happening in this country, and it's surely not the president or the presidential office that you all have given all this fucking power to by getting on your team of whether it be left or right or Democrat or Republican or whatever. And it's no longer about who represents me. This man represents me the best, so I'm going to vote for him. No, it's about we can't let that dude get in the office. So all they have to do is the lesser of two evils. And on a long enough timeline, let's see if I can draw on this. I've done this before. You got a pen on you? You got a marker?
Yeah, I got a pen.
You got a pen? It ain't going to write on my thing. I think I got a marker in here. I know I'm down in the damn. It's in my other toolbox. Nothing. I might have one in here. Well, mine is the spray paint. It doesn't matter. We can do it like this. So if this is the line, right, of evil, just this straight line, if this piece of metal right here is evil, okay? Right here, right? And then we have the lesser of two evils down here. But the lesser of two evils it progressively gets more evil, right? On a long enough timeline, the lesser of two evils is equal or greater than the original evil. And that's what we're seeing in this country, man. And that's why we are where we are. The lesser of two evils is caught up. And it's now just as evil. But we were still in a position where we're still in a place where people want to buy into it, man. And it's fucking garbage. I might lose you all a buffer in here. I got to get something from my wife real quick. Wait, I can do that in a second. Am I buffering in here? What would you need? An air compressor? A generator?
Yeah, I don't need nothing.
You got an air compressor?
I'm all done. Well, yeah, we could put some air in the tire.
All right.
But
I got.
I'd leave it on. Well, I'll measure it. I can put it back on, I guess. Measure
The bolt pattern?
Yeah.
I got a set of calipers.
Yeah. I got some too, but where?
I have some down in my welding box or in here. I got some right in here somewhere.
I was just gonna make a template of it quick.
Right.
You know, but
I think it's a 5 on 5.5. It should be a Chevy bolt pattern. It's a Chevrolet bolt pattern, guarantee it. $1,000 says it is. I don't have $1,000.
let's spend $1 then.
A dollar?
$1.
I really don't even have $1.
Well, then we'll
Let's start to go
spend
GoFundMe.
a physical $1.
Let's start to GoFundMe because I made my choice that I would never go work for the man again, and because of that I'm broke, waiting for work to come in. So we should start a GoFundMe, right? Because of my choice. I'm just fucking with you. Don't do that shit. Do something for yourself, man. Get out of where you're at and run for the hills. I don't know, man. I don't even know what to say about it anymore. About CRS, about the Freedom Convoy. It's done, people. All this other shit is for nothing. I talked to my brother-in-law today. He's like, my brother-in-law was the ignorant patriot. Knows nothing about government. Knows nothing about his own restrictions on government. Knows nothing about. Is that we're going to weld that on the front for that thing? What is that for?
Bolt it on here. Spare tire.
Oh, okay. I just welded on.
Yeah, 2 bolts going right there.
It do faster weld and drill it.
Whatever you say, boss.
Don't you think so?
I was out here at 7:30. I don't know, what time is it?
It's Saturday.
Well, I got woke up by somebody.
Shut up. Anybody talking to you?
Mm-hmm.
This ain't Paul's live stream.
Okay.
We should do a live stream. What do you want to talk about, Paul?
I don't want to do live stream right now, but I will.
You got brain fog?
Oh yeah, I couldn't find my boots. Tore the whole motorhome apart. Couldn't find my boots.
Where'd you find them?
I came up here looking at that box. As I'm standing up here looking in the box, I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. It's in the
There's my
bathroom of the
boots.
motorhome.
There's my boots. So
Well, no, they were in the bathroom of the motorhome.
I'm
I
getting ready.
forgot there was
I'm
in
getting
there.
ready to wire a 12 by 24. It's going to be a tiny home, two room tiny homes. What they're going to do.
Mhm.
So kitchen, living room, bath, right?
Yep.
They're going to. I'm wiring it for a generator. We should make that generator run. I think we can make it run without the box, without the control box.
I don't need the control box in that.
No, on this.
I have it in. I have one in there.
For that?
Yeah.
So all we need is to hook up power to it?
Yeah. Power and gas.
Well, fuck it. I was in kind of a mood for a couple of days when all the shit happened with Snitch, wannabe Snitch Dave. And, you know, I just got kind of depressed, I guess. Not that way no more, man. I'm not going to let other motherfuckers bring me down. I think what I'm actually going to do with this channel is go back to what it was. I'm going to make a video here in just a minute about democracies, why we're not a democracy, why democracies are evil, and fall back to what people don't know, because there's a lot of people now searching for what they don't know. And if I can help them, I might still clown on people occasionally, but I think that's what we're going to go back to. That's what the channel started out as. The goal was just to educate people, because education then leads to me being more free, or my ability to be more free because other people are more educated, because they're not fighting against me, thinking that they are with me. And I see that all the time. I had somebody, a very, very prominent, is that the word? Prominent? Like if they're really important in that world?
Yeah.
A very, very prominent author, writes articles. Okay, very, very prominent author in the firearms world. I spoke to him last week, and he said, "We are on the same team. I agree with you on most things." I said, "But we're not on the same team, because, you know, there's an ideal that if you are against somebody that has one belief that you have, then you're somehow dividing a community." I see people say it all the time to Red Reaper. You're dividing the community. It's not a community. If you are not 100% pro-freedom, if you're only 99% pro-freedom, just 98% pro-freedom. If you are 99.9% pro-freedom, you are 100% an enemy of that freedom. You have to be all or nothing. It's not a well, only when it benefits me type thing. Man, all these movements that are happening right now, it's virtue signaling, man. It's more of the same shit. Like, I sit back, like I'm over here leaning up against the wall, watching these two teams that really aren't even two teams. It's like a scrimmage. You ever play ball in high school or middle school, or even pee wee football, and they have you scrimmage the other, you know, the defense, the offense scrimmages the defense. You're both on the same team, but you're out there playing your fucking hardest while the coach is over on the sidelines calling the plays for both sides. He knows what's going to happen. And he sits on the sideline and he watches the players and see who does what. And every now and then you'll catch somebody on the defense that knows the offense plays. They know the hand signals. So they stop that play every time. I had this happen to me one time when I was playing ball. I played both offense and defense. So when we scrimmaged, all I would do was look over on the sideline and watch the coach. And I knew exactly what was going to happen. And when you know the plan, you know you can get around that plan. So when they find people like that, when they're watching everybody's out here in the world scrimmaging against each other, they pick those people off. I don't know, man. We live in a fucked up world, and it sucks, but it's not going to ever get any better, and it's shitty. And it's not because it can't get better, and it's not because we can't make it better, and it's not because we don't have the ability to make it better. It's because motherfuckers don't have the will to make it better. If you don't have the will to live, the will to die, and unfortunately the will to kill, you will never be free. And I'm not calling for violence. I don't want violence, don't like violence, don't kill nobody, none of that shit. But if somebody acts in a criminal manner against you, if you don't have the ability to defend yourself to the death, like, you don't want to be free. If you're not willing to die for the dude that you will never meet across the country who is being oppressed today by government, you will never be free. You know, the men who founded this country pledged their life, what it was, a life, prosperity, what was it? I forget now. I haven't read it in a long time. What did they pledge? Their lives, fortunes, prosperity. The founders.
Oh yeah. I was gonna say if it was
Like, if you're not willing to pledge your life to the dude you don't know, you're never going to be free. And we're not going to be free because we've bought too much into the game. We've bought too much into the system. Even me. Go back and watch the first videos I made on this channel. I was a part of that fucking system. I was a part of believing that there was a difference in the Democrats and the Republicans. I believe that Donald Trump was, not one of them. And then somewhere along the way, I'm like, wait a second here. I see what's going on. But the problem is me alone seeing what's going on cannot change a thing. The reason is because they will send force, they will send men with guns who have no problem killing me, who have no problem killing my kids, who have no problem killing my wife to stop me from speaking if they must. There's a video on, I think it's Grease Monkey Garage. I have my issues with Brian. I still watch his videos, though. He puts out a lot of good information. Puts out a lot of stupid information, though. So it's up to you to weed out what's good and bad. Put out a video of police training. And in this police training, they're telling these dudes, if you can't kill a kid, if you can't kill a grandma, if you can't kill your brother, if you can't kill your mom, don't come back tomorrow.
Yeah, your only goal is to go home.
Yeah, your only goal is to go home. Safely, yeah. You know what my goal is? To be free, motherfucker. You try to get in the way of that, we're going to have a real problem. Like, I don't bother nobody. I help far more people than I've ever bothered in life. Like, so I've never hid the fact that I didn't live a perfect life for a long time. I was a criminal, but I wasn't a criminal. Like, I wasn't robbing grandma. I wasn't stealing from you. I wasn't stealing. And here's how I justified it in my mind anyway at the time. So if I get $1 million worth of product from, this is pre-golf ball, by the way. If I get $1 million in product from whatever place, widget store, USA, I'm not taking from nobody. They're going to write that off in the insurance company, blah, 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 blah. Well, now looking back at it, what happened was they just raised the prices for you all. So really, I was stealing from you all. But that's how I justified it. But I never hid that shit from anybody. Where was I going with this? There was a reason why I started talking about this.
I don't know. I'm not paying attention.
You're not paying attention?
Sorry. I lost track about 15 minutes ago.
What have you been thinking about?
Just watching the water drip and the water's literally
fucking for real. You would rather watch the water drip than listen to me.
I'm just amazed that there's frozen water here. That's why I came here. So because I'm sick of frozen water.
Oh yeah, there's frozen water. It's been shitty here for about the past week. Paul's been here. I haven't got anything done. It's my fault. It's not Paul's fault. It's my fault because, like I said, I was kind of depressed for a minute because I was like, I spent all this time, energy, money, doing what I said I was going to do. And for what though? You know what I mean? What's it really for if I can't do anything with it? Because I'm only as free as the people around me. I'm only as free as the people around me are willing to fight for that freedom or die for that freedom. And it sucks it has to be that way. But if you removed government from the world, all government, you would still have to fight to be free. I don't understand where people think that freedom is free. It's not. It's a struggle. It's hard. Most times it doesn't benefit you. But it's still better than the fucking slavery that we see today. Like, we've been sold the illusion of freedom in our lifetimes. None of us have ever been free. I'm about to lose y'all. My phone's about to end. Anyway, go watch the CRS Firearms video. You will be supporting him that way because he will get the money from the the ad revenue. It can be your way of supporting him. And tell him what a fucking clown his lawyers are. And he better fire their bitch asses and get some real attorneys. Because judging by that video, he'd be what we called oh shit, what do we call it? Fucked. Who's all in here? What's up, KJV? They must use this to distract the West further. Listen, man. I have genuine fears, and I'm not the skies falling guy, right? But you all need to have a plan for something. If we get involved in this shit going on in Ukraine, there is a very, very, very high probability that something could land on your fucking house that came from a nuclear submarine out in the middle of the Pacific. And it doesn't really have to. They don't have to actually hit anything in this country. They just have to detonate it west of the country. They can detonate it probably. I wonder how far nuclear fallout goes if it got caught in the jet stream.
Yeah, you got 500 to 700 miles of real containment, of real contamination.
So they
It follows the wind.
so they detonate it in the jet stream, and we're talking middle of Colorado.
No, 700 miles.
How far is that from the West Coast?
Well, it was 800 miles here.
Right, but how far is it from if you
the West
if you're
Coast?
standing in Los Angeles?
Oh,
How
yeah,
far
yeah.
how far is
The
it?
mountains would stop everything.
I think the mountains are too low though.
No. It
The
would
jet stream goes above the
know,
mountains
but
though. Right, I understand what
the
you're
jet
saying.
stream's too high.
Anyway, just be prepared, man. We can't prepare for everything, but I don't know what to tell anybody anymore. If you want to be free, you better find some woods to live in, like we're doing. And wait,
Isostat.
huh?
Isostat.
What's that?
It's the radiation treatment.
Isostat?
Yeah, that's the brand name of it, but it's
You can buy it on Amazon, can't you?
Yep. And it's just pills that get that.
But the problem you'll have is all the food will be contaminated too.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So live your life, man.
Cans, man.
Huh?
Cans.
No, my phone's about to die. I gotta go. I gotta make some phone calls about some work. You guys have a good day. Stay safe. Stay well armed, and just live your life, man. Don't worry about what fucking brace the ATF made illegal or how many points your pistol has or don't worry about none of this shit, man. Live your fucking life, and as long as you don't bother nobody, man, just live your life. And that's the big problem, is that nobody lives their life anymore. We live how they tell us to live, like good little peasants. We're raised to be slaves throughout. The public school system is nothing but a training center to train you to be a good little tax-paying